there's a long way.
Yeah. They were all over the place today because we were playing Jeopardy. So. All right. So if you're on your circle, if you can remember the first quadrant, you shouldn't have a problem getting the rest. Here, all right, we got 30 degrees, 45, 60, right? In between here is how many degrees? So do another 30. All right, so if you can do the degrees, but you're struggling with the other, I would take out my calculator. Remember, you're multiplying by what? Pi over 180? So really all you're doing is dividing by 180, right? And throwing a pi in the top. So for my radians each time, I'm just dividing by 180 and just putting a pi up top with it. So, and if you don't even know, take out your calculator and do 120 divided by 180, hit enter, and then hit math, enter, enter. 2 pi over 3. You see what I'm saying? Just do what? Yes. And put a pi on top. That's it.
Okay, what about the
So, all right, so if you go by the little trick he showed you, right? All right, this is 1, 0. This would be, yeah, this is 0 degrees and 0 radians. All right, so here, I don't remember a little quirky trick like what he showed you. That helps a lot of people, but I don't remember that. Here's how I remember it. I know that this one's easy because it's the same, right? But I know that the other two, it's either going to be square root of 3 over 2 or 1/2. Well, which one is bigger, square root of 3 over 2 or 1/2? 3 over 2, right? That's bigger than... So this one's bigger. So I look, if I'm at this point, the x is bigger than the y. So I'm going to start with square root of 3 over 2. Okay, yeah, if that's the way you remember it, that's fine. I'm just telling you how I remember.
You're always going to have the square root of it?
Yes, but the square root of 1 is 1. And we're fixing to play a Kahoot with that. Huh?
That does not work.
You just have to remember the first quadrant, and then they all have the same amount between. So 30, 15, 15, 30. So then 30, 15, 15, 30. And so on. I wouldn't just fill this out. This one, I'm not taking this one back up from you. This is just for you to practice with, because that's what your test will look like tomorrow, your quiz will look like tomorrow. Just that, circle like that. But on the back of it, it'll have several values you have to find. Now what?
How do you do that?
How do you do a negative?
How you do what?
Like, don't you go to like the positive one and you go direct to opposite one? Oh, there we go.
For which one? The tan? Do y'all want me to print you one filled out?
Yes, oh my gosh.
Okay. Now this one you'll have to add the degrees on. Yeah, it's not there. Okay. All right, that's coming, so I'll have that for you in just. Yeah.
That's why I need to get it like.
What are these things that go down?
That's just showing you those triangles that are in there. You don't have to do anything with it.
Wait,
All right.
so how do you point for each one?
What do you mean?
Like, how do you find the point? Once you find the first one, how do you get the other points?
You know the coordinates?
Yeah.
So you're talking about in the other quadrants? Is that what you mean? So they're the same. No, she's talking about over here. It's not exactly the same, no. But if you look, the x value is going to be the same for this one as it is for this one, right? Except it's negative because it's going over the same amount. You got to think about them being points to which one corresponds with which one. Well, these two, the four that are closest to the axis correspond.
The third
Quadrant.
third quadrant will be the exact same as all negative. Yes. You're right.
I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah, like,
You're talking about as the one directly across from him. Yeah. Y'all shut up. What is? Oh my gosh. Give me questions on your homework. Give me questions like that because that's what you. I don't think I have the answer.
Actually, there wasn't that.
You're gonna have. I don't even have a sheet. SEC negative 60. So I need to go to negative 60 degrees, right? My unit circle here doesn't have degrees on it. But if I go to degrees, remember this is 30, 45. So here would be 60. Right here. Right? That's negative 60. So secant is the flip of cosine. So what is cosine at negative 60? 1/2. What's the flip of that? 2. So that's 2. Secant pi over 6. Okay.
Wait. I have a question. On this, what if we get a unit circle wrong and then the question's on the back? We use the right thing, but we don't have the right numbers. In chemistry, that counts as the right answer. What?
This isn't chemistry though.
But chemistry is hard. But literally, if I don't fully memorize this,
I'm not gonna say yes all the way because you could put down gobbledygook and then use your gobbledygook to answer the questions. I think it depends. I think like if you mess up on, no, I'm gonna say it's wrong because you can use your calculator to check. You can put it in, like you could do, like take out your calculator and do. Now you have to make sure you're in the right mode. This is in degrees, right? So I need to be in degrees. Mode right beside the orange second button or the yellow. So if I'm doing secant 60 degrees, what do I need to be in? Degrees. So I'd make sure I'm in degrees and I'd do 1 over cosine 60. See what you get. And that's what we got.
why don't we just do it on our calculator?
Because they're not all exact. So what happens if you get to something, what is secant of pi over 6? Well, pi over 6 is here. And you could check. You could check what you're doing. It's got to be exact. Well, it depends. So for this one, because it's pi over 6, that's radians. So yeah, it'd have to be in radians to check. I usually don't let you use a calculator on this, but what if?
No, it's really not that hard. You just gotta
I can take it today, I'm not gonna lie. Wait.
Y'all are making it so much harder than it is. The corners for 360. Yeah, it is. All right, so what did we say? Secant of pi over 6? Secant is 1 over cosine. So cosine is root 3 over 2, right? Cosine of pi over 6, is root 3 over 2. So the secant of pi over 6 would be 2 over the square root of 3. But I can't leave because I just flip it. Yes.
There's no point.
Wait, how did we get there? Is that the answer? How did we get it back in the room?
How do y'all not?
That's the answer. It's not about putting it in. Angles are measured in radians or degrees. The answer is just a value.
Alright, what about?
I still don't understand how you just look at your unit circle.
Where?
You look for the pi over 6 one and you can't see it.
There is no pi.
Yes, there is.
It's
It's
this
the
one.
first one.
The only ones I get that are like challenging are the negative.
Oh.
1 over cosine. It's the flip of cosine. Yeah.
So cosine is the x.
Yes.
So it's the flip of x.
Yes.
Right.
So it's 2 over.
Yes.
Right. Is what? What is 22?
Negative 2 pi divided by 3.
And sine's the y, right?
What is a tangent? So 2 pi over 3 this way is 1 click past 90 degrees, right? So I'm going to go the opposite way. 1 click past there, so I'm here. So tangent square root of 3.
I put it in my calculator, but
What about when it's negative?
Instead of going counterclockwise, you go clockwise.
wait, we'll be able to use our calculator.
Yeah. Now the other way, if you don't understand the negatives, you can do what Mac was saying yesterday, and you can find the angle that corresponds to that. If it's in degrees, just add 360 to it, so you just loop all the way around. Or add 2 pi to it, so you just loop all the way around. Either that way works too. What? Somebody said something. 15. 270.
Wait, and sine is the y, right?
Yes. All right. So where is 270? Okay. So I don't know. Cotangent 270.
So it's 3 pi.
If tangent, no. What is it's 0. If tangent is undefined, cotangent is 0. And if cotangent is undefined, then tangent is 0. They flip flop.
Alright.
We're glad you are, Robert. We can move on now.
Oh, I totally forgot about it.
Wait, you guys can do this?
You can tangent.
Turn it off, right?
It's all the same thing. You like,
How do you? I don't get how you use the other.
What do you mean?
can we grab?
Yeah, get the unit circle. Get the pass it around.
Or like, how do you solve?
You're talking about the tangent values?
Like no, like just the whole thing. Like, if I memorize the first one, how do I? If I forget like what the memorizing is, like, if I forget what it looks like, how do I solve for it?
Yes.
No, so you have to remember that first quadrant.
Okay, so
Right.
if I remember the first quadrant, how can I solve the other?
Okay, so you understand what I was saying about the degrees and how to count off the degrees because it goes 30, 15, 15, 30.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay, and then each one of those you divide by 180,
And that would get you the radius.
and that'll get you the radians
And then
with the
what
pi
about,
on
like,
top.
the points are added to
The points are the same, it's just positive or negative, right?
So all they don't like flip flop, right?
Right.
Okay.
I've never memorized the unit circle. I've always come up with it from the first quadrant. No, I'm saying I know it. I can fill it out, but I've never done it through memorization. I've done it because I derive it the way I'm telling you to do it. And I've never forgotten it because of it, because I didn't just memorize. You see what I'm saying? I can always find it.
So the radius is like the
Yes.
How do you find the paper though?
Now remember, the paper I'm giving you doesn't have degrees on it, and you're going to have degrees on your quiz tomorrow. The blank one that I gave you is exactly what your quiz will look like tomorrow. Yes. No, because you got to keep it's got to be exact answers.
You do the.
What was? Is this 21? What's 21? Okay. So you know cosine's the one that goes with secant, right? Secant is the flip of cosine. So what I do is I look for the cosine of pi over 6. So if you go to pi over 6, what's the x coordinate there? Should be square root of 3 over 2. So then all you have to do to find secant is flip that over. Tangent is sine divided by cosine, or y divided by x.
Sine 2, 1/2 divided by
Square root of 3 over 2. Yeah, but you can't use your calculator for that. Like you can't, your calculator's not going to give you an exact answer for that because it's square root of 3 over 3.
have to know that it's
So if we just know that like
I mean, you can work it out, Carter. You can say what is 1/2 divided by square root of 3 over 2, which is 1/2 times 2 over square root of 3. That's what we were doing yesterday. So that cancels. I get 1 over square root of 3, and then you.
as long as we remember like the coordinates, we can do like the
Yes.
that we have to remember that.
Right.
Sine is the y.
Right.
And then the tan is the y of that.
Right. If you want a couple blank ones to take with you too, that's what students last year kept wanting to do. Blank ones so they could quiz themselves at home and see if they could get them all right. I'll be happy to print some of those for you. Oh, Law's got some extras back there. Huh? All the way around. It's the same. Everything's the same as 0. Mm-hmm. One 0. Yeah, 2 pi radians. All right, y'all ready to play?